Hey, everybody, welcome back to Kosi's Arsenal podcast. We are back at it again. This weekend, we are looking for the first win in what would be 5 matches. If we don't win it, it's going to be no win in the last 5 matches. If you look at the table, Arsenal is 15th, and the club we are playing, I don't know, I should say we are lucky, but we are playing an 18th sitting club, Burnley. They have a game in hand. They have played 10 games. We have played 11. They have 6 points. In their last 5 games, actually, they have 1 win. They have 2 draws and 2 losses. Our record in the past 5 games is 3 losses, 1 draw, and a win. So that means actually Burnley have collected more points in the last 5 games than we have, because we have collected 4 points and they have collected 5 points. So that is where we are. But I want to take you through some of what you would call, I don't know how you would call them, but some of the statistics that are really important to this game. As I call on my panel, I'm joined by Glenn, Zoom Arsenal. So we're going to be discussing all that Arsenal Burnley. As you know, is it a must win? Is it an easy game? Does it mean if we don't win it, Mikel Arteta is out? There are so many things we're going to be discussing today. The probable lineups, the predicted lineups, everything. So make sure you stick a like on the video and also subscribe. So the 5 insights we can look at. 1, Arsenal have won each of their last 9 home meetings with Burnley in all competitions. Only against Stoke 16 and Barnsley 10. They won a longer current winning run at home. So we have won 9 of our last meetings with Burnley, against Burnley. And I remember Mikel Arteta has been asked this question, and he said, statistics don't matter. It's what you deliver on the pitch right now. I'm going to be discussing with the boys, of course. 2, Burnley has lost 6 of their away Premier League games against Arsenal. Their worst 100% losing record at a single side in the competition. So you don't expect, I don't expect us to pour this away, on Sunday. 3, Arsenal are unbeaten in their last 15 meetings with Burnley, winning 11, drawing 4. Since the 1-0 loss in September 1974 in the Premier League, only against Portsmouth 14 times have the Gunners played more games without ever losing than have Burnley, 12. So, I mean, statistics are on our side. 4, Arsenal has lost each of their 3 Premier League home games. They lost 4 consecutive home games back in December in 1954, a run which included a 2-4 defeat against Burnley on the 12th of December. Now, that's not an interesting statistic there, but I hope we can, really, hang in there, use past record. Then finally, Arsenal have won 13 points in their opening 11 games this season. Their worst start to a season since 1981-1982, where we collected just 12 points. The Gunners have lost their 6 last 9 games, winning 2, drawing 1. Their worst run across a spell of 9 games since April 1995 under Stuart Hodgson. I mean, the statistics are speaking for themselves. The panel is here to speak for Arsenal and Burnley, and I am here to discuss, wherever it's going to be happening. Glenn, I'm starting with you. We have a good record against Burnley, especially at the Emirates Stadium. Especially at home. What do you expect out of it?
Obviously, I think last week against Tottenham, people were talking about form going out of the window because it's a derby, but we clearly saw that form actually mattered last week. Like, they were the better team and we were the worst team, and they beat us easily. So this week, obviously, you'd expect Arsenal to beat Burnley, but of course, you're going into this week and not confident. Every time we used to face Burnley, I used to expect a 5-0, a 4-0, a 3-0 at home. We even have a good record away from home, but this time round, is it us that are going to the game expecting to win, or is it them coming into the game expecting to win? Maybe Sean Dyche has told them, you know what, this Arsenal game is the easiest game we have in December. We have to win this game. So I'm expecting them to play like long balls, corners, free kicks. So we need to be very careful from that. Don't give away silly free kicks. Don't give away corners. Don't give away throw-ins near the goal. Just stay hard with them. You have to fight against Burnley. That's why I was asking you the other time, can Balogun really play against Burnley? Because those people are fighters. So I'm expecting them to be tough. Obviously, they're not like Tottenham. They can't sprint past you. A player can't dribble past 4 of your players. So we need to win this game. This is a must win. This is a relegation 6-pointer. 15th against 18th.
Relegation 6, I mean, I can't explain that. Zoom, what are expectations out of this game? You expect Burnley to be much of a threat? You expect them to be humbled? I mean, they have almost the same record as we do in the past 5 games, so they're coming against a side which they would think they're on the same level of performance in the last 5 games.
It's time to put statistics on the side and deliver on the pitch. It's time to win proper games. It will be a tough one against a Burnley side that will play a low block. We need Emile Smith-Rowe in the team. We need players that can break that Burnley defense. Because what they will do is defend, put long balls. They got Wood, they got Rodriguez. They'll fight for it. And they want the win. They want the win. If it's a loss, it's Mikel out.
Actually, before we go into who starts, who features in this game, what we expect, I want to share with you guys, everybody here. I've been listening to watching Fabrizio Romano on the Arsenal Lounge, and he made something that really pierced my heart. He said the Arsenal board is not anywhere thinking about sacking Mikel Arteta. And he says the board is willing to give Mikel Arteta all the time he needs, whether he's losing or not. That means even after the January transfer window, we are going to be still having Mikel Arteta, no matter how many games we have lost. So, and I'm going to ask you this: how is this going to impact this game? Because a manager on pressure is different from a manager in a comfortable zone. We all know we all know that. At least I've seen Solskjaer on pressure and Solskjaer in a comfortable zone. When man is in a comfortable zone, I mean, he's going to lose games that you thought he must win. When he is on pressure, he's going to win games he must lose. So, does this impact, this game? I mean, Mikel Arteta coming into this game knowing whatever the result is going to be, he's not going to get out of the, Arsenal.
It shouldn't.
Awesome. Go ahead.
Yeah.
It shouldn't. Yeah. That's professionalism. It shouldn't. It shouldn't impact him. He just needs to set the perfect 11 for the match and let the fans show why they're paid $300K a week.
Yes, Glenn. What do you think? I mean, he's become more and more comfortable.
Obviously, don't want anyone to be comfortable, especially not the manager. The players are already comfortable. That's why I still don't blame all of it on Arteta. I blame most of it on the players because most of them are comfortable. The likes of Bellerin, who you know very well, the likes of even Aubameyang, then even if they play poorly, they're still going to play. So I know before even Romano said that, I know that the board are not going to sack Arteta right now. They put him because he was the cheaper option, and there's no way they're going to sack him and go and pay for Allegri or something like that. So we might as well just support whoever is here because he's not going to be sacked. So it's either we support him or we stop supporting anything at all. So for me, I don't want anyone to be comfortable. We need him to start delivering. Maybe it's a good thing for him knowing that the board is behind him, knowing that the fans would be behind him. Maybe it's a good time for him then to see how it goes and then make plans, take his time to make plans. I don't want him to be in the situation like Solskjaer and United where they win one game, everything is okay, and then they lose one game. People are talking about Solskjaer being sacked. I don't want that to happen to Arteta. I know he's going to turn things around this weekend, so I'm hoping like he rewards some of us for the patience, and the board, obviously we hate the board and everything, but I'm hoping like they get rewarded for patience and stuff.
Yeah, but I mean, if we don't win this game, we might stay in the same position, 15th. But we are we are going in for harder games. How do you see January? I mean, how do you see the end of December? Do you see us? I mean, by the end of December, probably in 16th, 17th.
No, maybe 10th, maybe 10th. Obviously, I'd love to be 5th, but they are very hard games there. Chelsea at home will be hard. They beat us last season. Everton away is very, very hard. Southampton and Burnley at home, I'm expecting us to win those games. I know like Southampton is going to be very hard, but we need to win these games. I mean, when was the last time you had Arsenal losing 4-5 home games in a row? I don't even remember any of that. So we've lost to Leicester. Leicester's a good team. We lost to Aston Villa. Aston Villa was doing well at that time. And we lost to Wolves. It's a good team, but you didn't expect to lose that easily. So I'm hoping some of the tactics change. I'm hoping some of the performances change. Let's not depend on Aubameyang to score the goals. Let's see what Lacazette can do. Let's see what Willian can do. Let's see what Sabas can do. So I'm seeing Arsenal maybe by the end of December. I don't know how many games do you have in December. Is it just those 4, or we have a 5th one?
No, we don't have another.
Okay, so maybe 10th or something.
10th, but
yeah.
I mean, Glenn, realistically, we can't say we could be 10th, but realistically, you look at these games and the games we have lost. I mean, it's not realistic that we shall be 10th. It's not really realistic.
Yeah, I'm just hoping it's 2 wins against this Southampton and Burnley and 1 draw from that other game. Maybe lose 1, draw 1, and win 2. So that would be enough to be 10th. If you win 3, maybe 8th.
Yeah, because if you look at... Anyway, the table is still favorable. We have collected 13 points, and West Ham, who are sitting in 8th, if they don't win today, they'll be at 17. So it's a difference of 4 points between us and position 8. But you look at Southampton, it is 7 points. That's the difference between us and them. And then top 4, it is 8 points. I mean, it's still realizable, but the way we are playing, you can't convince someone that we are, it's realizable.
Yeah, you can't convince anyone because the form has been poor. Obviously, someone would tell you 18th or 19th, but right now, we know everything has been very poor, but we know some of the players are coming back. Maybe some of the injuries are starting to fade away. Maybe just a couple of players still injured. And let's be real. Burnley is an easier fixture than Leicester at home, Aston Villa at home. So I'm hoping. Remember, if you get 1 win, the confidence all of a sudden goes up, and then you can get a second, you can get a third. But if you keep losing, that's bad. Of course, if you go ahead and you lose to Burnley and draw 0-0, the confidence will be shut and will be very short, and we might not win any of those games. But if we win this game, it could be a turnaround. Of course, I don't expect us to win all 4 of those games, but I'm hoping at least two wins. I think we can get 3. I don't know where. I know it's not believable because of the way we've been playing, but I'm hoping things change a bit. I'm hoping things change.
Yeah. Against Spurs, I think that's the last game we played against Spurs. We used Leno, Tierney, Gabriel, Holding, Heki Bellerin, Saka, Partey, before he came off the pitch to introduce the Bice, and then Granit Xhaka, Aubameyang, Willian, and Alexander Lacazette. That was the starting 11 there, and totally, I mean, it wasn't good. I'm gonna be very frank. The performance wasn't good. Everybody knows this, that our performance was so dreadful. Dreadful from the forwards, dreadful from the midfield, and not so dreadful from the defenders. I don't think it was so dreadful. I think it was Bellerin and Rowe that failed to do their jobs right. So let's get into the field now. Who do we see? Who do you want to see? What's your starting 11, and how many chances would you make in the side that started in the London derby?
So I'm expecting Arteta to go for the same team, unfortunately, like he did against Tottenham, because he literally rested all of them. So all of them are going to start. But for me, obviously the goalkeeper is the same. Nothing will change there. We can clearly see he's better than Ranasson by far. And then I'd go for a back four. Tierney on the left, of course. And then the center backs will be, Luis is not yet ready, so we'll have to go for Holding again. Pablo Mari is not yet ready.
he said he might go for a late fitness check.
Yeah, but against Burnley, I want my defender to be 100%. So I'd go for Gabriel and Holding, and then on the right, Cozy. Oh my goodness! Listen, I know it's been very bad, but I'm going to give him this as the last game. I know. I think.
No. You can't give Bellerin a chance, Glenn. You can't give Bellerin a chance. You just can't.
Who will you play on that wing then?
Anyone, even if it's Pablo Mari or with his left foot.
I know you can have. I know you can have Niles there. I'm not sure whether Cedric can play 2 games in 3 days. I'm not quite sure about that. But
yeah.
Listen, I will go for Bellerin. Last game, I'm going to give him the last game. I'm going to give him the last game in this one because we need that pace on the right, and I'm hoping he delivers. Listen, if he plays badly, you can come at me and tell me what are you saying about Bellerin and everything. But I'm going to give him this as my last game, and then in the middle, I'm going to have El Neni. El Neni has to play. El Neni has to play. He was very, very good in the last game. Xhaka and Ceballos combination was terrible, so I'm going to have El Neni and Ceballos, and then on the left I will have Saka. On the right, do we even have a choice? It has to be Willian because Pepe isn't there. You can have Smith Rowe, yeah, but I will have Willian, and then up front I will have 2 up front, not Aubameyang on the wing, 2 up front, Aubameyang and Lacazette.
I don't think he can use 2 up front. I just don't think he's too confident for that.
I think he wouldn't use that, yeah.
Yeah, but do you think he's going to try to turn things around, change tactics because, he knows it's a must, not a must win, but he knows this is a game where he needs to work out off the pitch with a win after so long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
What could be maybe the tactics? What could be changing, this weekend?
What could be changing? As I told you, the personnel, I don't think he'll actually change them. I know we've been crying for Bellerin to go out. Yeah, I wouldn't mind if Niles came in for him, but I don't think he's going to do that. I think he really likes him, minus the foul throws and everything. So play Aubameyang as a striker and Lacazette. Of course, it's not been working with 1 up front. That has not been working. Yeah. And playing Aubameyang on the left has not been working. So try both of them up front. If you're not going to try 2 up front against Burnley, who are you going to try 2 up front against? So you have to play those 2 up front, at least 2 strikers up front. And then maybe for Willian, I don't know. I wouldn't mind if Smith Rowe gets a chance. Nelson is injured, so it is only Willian who's there. So I'll try Willian on the right, not on the left. He's been playing some of the games on the left, so I'd have him on the right and Saka. For him, I don't think he'll change anything apart from, I don't know, maybe just push Aubameyang up front. I can't see him changing anything at all. The long balls, definitely no playing long balls again. It doesn't work against Tottenham. It definitely won't work against Burnley. It will be a waste of time. So maybe it changes that, plays, goes back to the basics like the way we used to play under Emile against Leicester, where Bellerin bombs forward a through pass to him and then he crosses for Aubameyang, something like that. So yeah. I'm hoping maybe he'll go back to the playing from the back and no long balls at all.
Yeah, our title, Balogun. I'm really advocating for his, he might not start because he had some minutes in the Europa League game. He might not start, as such, but I would want to see him on the bench. I would want him to come on in the 70th minute. Probably he's a youngster, so you don't want to bombard a lot of pressure on him. I would want to see Emile Smith Rowe still, maybe to see whether he could actually work on the problems we have as Arsenal. And but first and foremost, Mohamed El Neni. What do you think about Mohamed El Neni in this game? I think for me, he's going to give him the game by there because he pulled him off in the last game, which is a sign that maybe he's going to give him a chance. I think El Neni is going to be a key player in this game. He must give him a chance.
Yeah, he has to play. As I said, the last game, Xhaka and Ceballos, that was a very, very terrible combination. Like, they don't know when to stay, they don't know when to go. Xhaka goes to the left, Ceballos is up front, and then when they counter, there's literally no one in the middle, so that does not work at all. Even though saying that in the second half, they were a bit more solid. Tottenham really didn't have a lot of chances in the second half, so I don't know. Xhaka and the game I meant was the Wolves game. Xhaka and Sabas were terrible in that game.
Yeah.
The Tottenham second half, they were kind of okay. So I'm actually expecting him to go for the same. But if Elneny starts, that would be good. Elneny knows when to stay. You know, when Sabas goes forward, he can stay. He doesn't commit that many fouls the way Xhaka does every single time. And as I said, Burnley don't give them set pieces. You know, if you give Burnley a set piece all the way in the middle of the pitch, everyone still goes forward and they take it as a free kick outside the box, and they throw in Wood, Tarkowski, all of them go up front. So I'll have Elneny there and Ceballos. I need more creativity in this game because Burnley, as you said earlier on Zoom, they will play a low block and they'll have like 8 men behind the ball. So you need ways.
That's what I was going to ask you. How do we beat Burnley? We need the creativity. We don't have it for the past 11 games. We have hardly created chances. We have hardly scored goals. How do we beat Burnley? I mean, how do you beat their, that block they're going to put? How do you beat their bus? How do we? Because I'm telling you, if we're playing Ceballos and Xhaka, Willian, Aubameyang, Lacazette, it's the same old story. There is no person who's going to, shoot outside the box. There's no person who's going to, cripple in a pass. Then how do we get around Burnley?
I wouldn't mind if someone like Willock or Smith Rowe started, because here we don't want long balls. Long balls will not help us in this game. So maybe instead of having, because most of the games we've seen us having Aubameyang, and then behind him we have Saka who's kind of playing as a left wing back, and then the only person who can pass the ball to Aubameyang is Willian, and then we have Xhaka and Elneny in the middle. That doesn't work. Have Willian on the pitch or Smith Rowe, whoever. Have Ceballos on the pitch. Have Saka further up front. Have them create chances for both Aubameyang and Lacazette. That's why I want a front two, so that anytime we put in crosses, if Lacazette misses, at least Aubameyang is behind him or the other way around. Don't play one up front. If you play one up front, it's going to be easy for them. They will have 3 players against Lacazette, and obviously the shooting. Try the shots outside the box. Anyone can score an own goal. Anyone can make a mistake. So how we can beat Burnley? Have creativity, like have at least 2-3 creative players on the pitch. That is Saka, Willian, and Ceballos. Try to get those through passes that we saw Pepe scoring at Lille, that we saw Aubameyang scoring at Dortmund. We never have any of those one-on-one chances between the goalkeeper and those players. So try and play those through passes. Try and be clever. Don't play too obvious. As you said, in the player ratings for Arsenal, Dundalk, the way Pepe is too obvious sometimes. Don't be too obvious in this game. Don't be Ceballos to Bellerin all the time, Bellerin to Ceballos. No. Try something unique. Pass the ball all of a sudden to Aubameyang. Open them up. Because if you score an early goal, they will open up and then you can get a couple more. So, but if it stays 0-0 to the 60th minute, then all of a sudden we are panicking, bringing on Ketia. If you bring on Ketia in this game, it won't help you. So I'm hoping those players who start up front can help us. So creative. Don't be predictable.
I know. Anyway, I mean, let's just dive into the players that we expect to be, on their top in this game. I really love this segment, players to watch. I used to do it before I went back to school. I think I'll bring it back, players to watch in the game. I really love this segment. Arsenal, basically that's what I want us to talk about. Arsenal, who are the players to watch? I know Leno is going to have a busy day. I don't expect him to have a busy day from Burnley. Gabriel as well and the defenders, I don't expect them to have busy days. It might be an all Arsenal affair in terms of possession and and attack. They're going to be a little, 1 or 2 threats, sometime in there, but I don't expect that those threats to always be bombarding the Arsenal wall. So the defenders, I don't expect, I can't name players to watch and they name players from Arsenal, but especially going to be the midfield and not a midfield battle. I don't expect it to be a midfield battle, but how clever are the midfielders that we're going to put on the pitch tomorrow? On Sunday, how are they going to, how different are they going to be from the last 11 games? That's what is really for me. That's what I'm going to see. That's why I'm going to watch the game. I'm not really going to watch whoever is pulling off tactics and so on, but I want to see how different are these players. Are we trying to solve this this problem of creativity in training, or we are just coming game after game the same way? Because in the past 11 games, I'm telling you this, we have been the same old Arsenal. You come, you play, you lose, you go back, you come the same way. That has been the way. So players to game in, players to watch in this game. Who do you expect to, to pull off, a show?
For us,
Yeah.
First of all, I think the wing backs. The wing backs have to be those. Tini's crosses are good, but Bellerin's crosses are very bad. You cannot just get the ball in open space and then just be obvious cross the ball. No, I need them to be, because their wing backs. That is, I think, Taylor, and I don't know if it's Bardsley or something like that. Both of them are not that quick and stuff. So Bellerin and Tini are going to be very important. Of course, as you said, they're not going to dominate position. So I'm expecting both our fullbacks to push forward, Bellerin on the right and Tini on the left. Of course, it can be Niles and Cedric, or something like that. Both of them. Sorry, so I could hear. So Bellerin on the right, Tini on the left. Open up their fullbacks and then put in good crosses. Don't just put in random crosses. Try and pick up your man. Try and pick out your man. Those two, and then maybe I'd probably say Lacazette. Their center backs are fighters, so we need someone to fight with them. Otherwise, when every time we hold the ball, if they have a corner and then you hold the ball up front, it's going to be like we're doing nothing basically. So Lacazette has to be 100% fully focused, fight for us, hold up the ball, because they're going to be depending on corners and free kicks. So those counters and stuff, when you're having like 1-on-2, hold up the ball for us and then bring up the likes of Aubameyang and Saka. So probably the wing backs for me most. Wing backs. The others, the width.
Yeah. And still, even if we are going to use the wing backs, it's going to really depend on how they play. I mean, bringing in casual crosses is not going to work for us, definitely, right? I mean, Burnley's good in the air. They're going to hit that ball, I mean, as many times as they can away from danger. So it's either you bring in proper crosses or you cut inside and try to create some chances for the strikers, trying to cut inside. I think that's that's the way we can break down Burnley.
Wing backs. It's not going to be from corners and free kicks. We have to be creative. And obviously, as you said, the one who's playing in the middle, it's Bios, Willock, they have to be very creative. Chelsea played them. I think they beat them like 3-0 or something, 4-0 at their place, and they opened them up through the middle, actually. City beat them 5-0 again, opened them up. Mahrez from the wing. So we need Bellerin on that wing or Willian. Cut them apart, because that is where Mahrez scored a hat-trick against Burnley coming from the right. So that right side is not very strong for them.
Yeah. Will you be surprised if we don't win?
No, I wouldn't. Nothing surprises us with Arsenal these days. And Burnley are going to come and defend. So you can see us getting... There's so many times. The thing with Arsenal, we used to be very great at home, but you remember we used to have some games under Wenger where we'd get frustrated. Sunderland would come, they defend, and then we have to get like bent now on to score and win 1-0 in the 89th minute. Or we drew. There's a season, I think in 2009, we drew like 0-0 4 consecutive home games because teams would just come and defend. So you can see Burnley coming and doing that. And they're okay with the draw. Of course, they're okay with the draw. So it is up to us to go at them. We cannot both sit back because it's going to be a 0-0. We have to go at them from the first minute, because if you score fast, they have to come out.
Yeah, exactly. Smash the like button if you're live, and make sure you're bringing in your comments. I'll be taking them after some time. We shall be also talking about some of the big games and the other games in the Premier League. So make sure you stick with us till the end. Predictions for this game. I'm telling you, as a matter of fact, I expect Arsenal to score 3 and above goals. I'm telling you, as a matter of fact, I expect Arsenal to score 3 and above. We should replicate what we play, what we did with Fulham at the beginning of the season, because this is almost a similar fixture. Burnley has lost to Manchester City. They have lost to Chelsea. I mean, there is no reason we are going to put, whatsoever. We should be one of the winners this weekend. Whoever the Manchester Derby is going to have one winner or no winner when it's it comes a draw. So Arsenal must be one of the winners in this weekend. I don't expect any reasons whatsoever from Mikel Arteta if we don't win this game. But there are some people who say that we should lose this game. We should lose the coming game so that we can buy players in the January transfer window. What do you think about? What are your thoughts about that?
No, you cannot hope for your team to lose, because either way, I still think they know we need players. They know we are not good enough. They know we have too many injuries in the team. They still know we need players whether we win or lose. So I still think we are going to buy players either way in January. So of course you cannot pray for your team to get beaten. So let me check the table. I see we are 15th on 13 points.
We are 15th with 13 points.
That goal difference is very worrying though. So even if we win, we're going to go to 12th. Wow. We were so far. And then, Newcastle have West Brom and Leeds have West Ham. So we can actually win and still be 14th and 15th this weekend. So that's how far we were. So the games are coming very fast. So you have one and then another one on Wednesday. You pick up 2 wins and all of a sudden you're 10th. But if you lose one, you can be dropping to 18th. So my prediction, it's going to be a tight one. We're not going to win 5-0 like City.
Yeah.
It's going to be a tight one. I think Burnley will score those set pieces. They always you can never trust Arsenal's defense. So I'm going to go for Burnley to score, but I'm hoping Arsenal gets 2. I don't know where I will get 2 goals from. One has been a problem the last 2 months, so I'm hoping we get a 2-1 victory. I'm hoping we get a 5-0 victory, but I know it's going to be 2-1 or something.
2-1. I'll go for a 3-1 or 3-0. I want to trust the boys this time. I mean, I'm not trusting Arsenal as something, but I want to trust 1 or 2 people. I think they, we could have someone to make a difference, and this should be the start of our, an epic comeback. I don't know if it's going to be, but it should be, the start of an epic comeback. But lastly, about this question, do you think there is, do you feel some pressure as a fan on Mikel Arteta? Do you feel that the manager is on somewhat any kind of pressure that he must win this game?
Oh yes, it is a must win. I'm actually, if we end up losing this game, I can't even try and just talk nicely about him or judge those fans who are talking bad about him. So it is a must win game. We always beat Burnley, as you said, so we can't end up losing to Burnley. They never actually win away to the top teams. I think they've gotten a couple of wins at Old Trafford, but they never win to the top teams. So I'm really, really hoping we have to win. We have to win because he'll be under pressure. He's under pressure right now. If we lose, even more pressure. I don't think they'll sack him even if we lose, but I want the pressure to be off him a bit. I want us to win these 2 games coming up this week. And then from there, we can see how it goes. 2 wins, and all of a sudden, everyone is happier. Things are looking better. He can now feel free to make some decisions. When you're losing games, he's now being forced to do things that he doesn't want to do, like play Aubameyang up front or play a back 5, these things that he doesn't want to do, but he's forced to do. But when you get 2 wins and then all of a sudden you can now try new things, he can even put Pepe, Willian, and Saka on the pitch at the same time. He can try different things, try Bellerin as a midfielder, try just different things. So for me, under pressure, must win game. Must win game.
Yeah. Okay. That is Glenn for you. So, I mean, I'll be on his channel for the match reaction. So make sure you guys quote him very well, because if we don't win, of course, we are all culpable, because I also said we shall win 3-1. So, get our words clear. So I want us to go into match day 12 generally. We have a couple of interesting fixtures in there. Wolves, Aston Villa, that's a cracker. Everton, Chelsea, that's another big cracker. We have the Manchester derby coming up. And everything looks like, it's going to be an interesting weekend. Arsenal has a big game. I mean, it's a big game because, we have not won, and we are, playing a team. We are on the same level. I don't know how we have come to the same level as Burnley, but I mean, we are. But today we start with Leeds, West Ham. I can see the lineups are even already out. It's about to start in an hour's time. West Ham, Leeds, what are your thoughts on that? I think Leeds are playing very good football, but the problem is the results. They are still facing a problem with results. They should have beat us. And I mean, they should have beat us. I cannot say we were better than them. Clearly, we were not better. We should have lost to them. West Ham, on the other side, I don't know how they lost to Manchester United, but they lost. I mean, United came from the back and they won that game, so they lost it. Do you think Leeds can win this? They're at home.
I think they should. I think Antonio is not there for West Ham. If Antonio was there, all of a sudden they have the advantage. But Leeds, I think Leeds have played 10 games this season, and I heard that Chelsea is the first team to outrun them in a match, and that is why they beat them 3-1. The other teams, you find a team has run, I think, something like 20 kilometers and they've run like 30 or something crazy like that. So they always double the opponents. It's going to be a good game. At the start of the season, I spoke to some West Ham fans and they were talking about West Ham getting relegated, but they've been far from that. They're looking very good this season. Got 3 goals against Tottenham in the last 5 minutes. They beat Wolves 4-0. They beat Aston Villa, I think, 2 weeks ago. So it's going to be a good game. Leeds are 1 point above us. If West Ham win, they go to 5th. So in the position where we are right now, we have to hope the likes of Leeds and Burnley lose their game so that we climb up the table. So for me, I think it's going to be a draw. I think it's going to be a 2-2 draw, but I'm hoping West Ham. I'm hoping like Leeds drop points so that we can get past them this weekend.
I'm also. I think there is a draw written over it. I don't see.
Yeah.
I just can't find a way Leeds, West Ham are going to beat Leeds. They're going to outrun them. They're going to put a lot of pressure on them. West Ham don't play a high pressing game, and that's why United were able to overturn the result. Over the weekend. It could be a 1-1 or a 2-2 because Leeds have the potential to score 2 goals against the West Ham.
Yeah, and another thing, West Ham score from set pieces a lot.
Yeah.
The likes of Ogbonna and Cresswell has some very good deliveries, and Leeds concede from set pieces, so that can easily be the difference.
Saturday, we begin off with Wolves, Aston Villa. Brilliant, it will be a brilliant start of the day. Wolves beat us 2-1. And Aston Villa, I don't remember the result, but I remember they almost killed us at the Emirates Stadium. It's embarrassing to say that. But Wolves, Aston Villa, who are the better side this season? I thought 2-3 games before today, or before tomorrow, Aston Villa were looking good, smashing Arsenal, smashing Liverpool, and they were like, they had started so well. Leeds, their performance is not so on fire, but they are getting their points. They're getting the results. It looks like another draw, but I think there will be a winner in this one.
I think there'll be a winner. Aston Villa, the better team this season. For Wolves, the last 2 seasons they've done so well, so we've kind of come to expect them to be top 6, top 7. But Aston Villa, there's no one who expected them to be top 5 for half of the season so far, and then even top of the table, beating Arsenal, beating Liverpool, and they've really improved from last season. Last season, I think they had like 5 clean sheets the entire season. I think they already have more than that this season in just 11 games. So their defense has improved. They're missing Barkley, but Watkins and Grealish are very good. Wolves are now missing Jimenez. I don't know where the goals are going to come from. So I'm going to go for Aston Villa to win 2-1. Aston Villa
2-1. I'll go for a 1-0 victory for Wolves, actually. I think Wolves have the potential. They still have the potential. They are at home. Aston Villa, they look so good. They have the likes of Charlie Watkins, the likes of Grealish, the likes of Barkley. They look so good, but I'm going for Wolves. I'm going for a Wolves 1-0 victory.
Yeah.
And Newcastle will be taking on West Brom, which should be an easy win for Newcastle. They are at home, and this is a game they know. If you're going to pick up points, it should be against teams like West Brom, not so.
Yeah, and another thing I forgot to mention about Aston Villa in that other game, they are fresh. They didn't play their game against Newcastle last week.
Exactly.
Newcastle are also fresh, and they're ready to go. West Brom are coming from being hammered 5-1 by Crystal Palace. So I think Newcastle, this is a win for them, another win for them. They beat Crystal Palace the previous week, and Crystal Palace beat West Brom last week. So I think it's going to be 3-0 to Newcastle.
Yeah, 3-0 to Newcastle. I would agree. I don't even expect West Brom to score in this one. Newcastle, they have not disappointed when this season. When they needed to pick up some points, they picked them on. They genuinely lost points when it was deserving to lose them. But let us look at some of the big games tomorrow on Saturday. The first one, the Manchester derby. Manchester United at the Old Trafford will be taking on Manchester City. Right now, if you ask me who are the better side, my answer is clearly I don't know, because City, it's a matter of fact. City is just starting to collect points. I think in the last 2 games, they have looked like a big side. Manchester United, with their inconsistency, you can't predict that they're a big side. Maybe because they lost to Leipzig, you can predict that they're going to be, a little bit more, of a threat, over the weekend. But clearly, both of them look to be on the same level. Manchester United come into this game with a lot of hopes after winning their last 2 games against West Ham and Southampton. Actually, they came from behind in both games to win. They're 6th, and Manchester City is 7th. Both teams have a game in hand, and Manchester United has collected 19 points, 1 point above Manchester City. I mean, it looks good. It looks good. United have won 4 of their last 5 Premier League games. Manchester City have won 3 of their last 5 Premier League games, lost 1 and drawn 1. So, what are your thoughts on the Manchester derby? Is it easy for City? Is it easy for United?
No, it's not easy for any of them. United have beaten City, I think, in the last 3 derbies consecutively. City have just woken up now. Aguero is also back. Their players are back. But United, every single time they lose some games, and then Solskjaer is about to get sacked, they always find a way. I think they'll kind of find a way this time around, but I think City will also find a way. That's why I'm seeing a draw here since it's at Old Trafford. I'm going to go for United 2, Man City 2. I think it's going to be a draw. I don't see any winner here.
United 2-1?
2-2. 2-2.
2-2, a 2-all draw. This one looks, it's one of, I hope my internet is on and my everything is okay. This is a game I have to watch minute per minute. I've not seen Manchester United and City of recent on, at the same level. City has always been higher than United in the past 3 years. Ever since Sir Alexander Chapman Ferguson left, it has been, there has been clearly no contest. Maybe under Jose Mourinho, and some surprise wins from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I won't be surprised if United win this game, by the way.
Oh, you wouldn't be surprised if United win? I actually wouldn't be surprised too, because they always do that. After losing a game, they go and they win a game the next game. But City have also improved, and I've said Aguero, De Bruyne, Myers, all in form right now. So Sterling also getting a goal. I think it's just, if a team has to win, I think City will win it 3-2 because of United's confidence right now.
3-2. I'll go for Manchester United 2-1. I think they can continue with their beautiful run. The problem with United is they hate being consistent. That is one of the things they hate in their, vocabulary. When you tell them that you're going to be consistent, they just hate it. But our neighbors, Chelsea in London, are going to be taking on us, Everton. Everton is no longer the Everton that started the season, but they have. I think they're coming back. They beat Brighton, and since then I thought you're coming back, Everton. Chelsea, they're in an outstanding form, really outstanding. They are just 2 points off the table. 2 points off the table, and actually, if they win this game, they will go straight up the table, waiting for Tottenham to play, as well as Liverpool on Sunday. Everton on the other side are seated 9th with 17 points. I told you they didn't start so badly; they started so well, but in there they slipped. They have just 1 win and 1 draw in the last 5 games. They are seated 9th with 17 points, and Chelsea clearly have just 1 draw and 1 fall of their last 5. Chelsea look the better side. They are away from home though. They are traveling to the Goodson Park, not the easiest stadiums you're going to visit. You feel like, we are, it's going to be easy. It's going to be a bed of roses. So it's not going to be a bed of roses there. What do you think, Chelsea, Everton?
Chelsea, Everton. Who scores Everton's most goals? Let me ask you.
Calvert-Lewin.
Exactly. And how does he score them? Through crosses most of the time, headers and stuff like that. So Digne is not there. And I just heard James Rodriguez is going to miss out. So that is already the supply gone. And they don't have Coleman at right back. So I don't see Wobby being that kind of player putting those crosses. So unless Richarlison and Calvert-Lewin are at the top of their game, I was going to go for a draw. But since now I had James Rodriguez is going to be missing, I think Chelsea could edge this one, and I think they could edge it like United won there like a couple of weeks ago. Everton won, Chelsea 3.
Okay. There, I also think Chelsea will win this one. It must be like, it could be a 2-1 or a 2-0. I expect Chelsea to win it. I mean, it might not be so comfortable, especially on the pitch, but the result might go to the Blues. They want to continue with their run, and I think they have they have all the tools for the job to get it done. Southampton, clearly a better side this season, versus Sheffield on Sunday, the first game. Sheffield, clearly one of the worst, if not the worst in the league this season. It should be an easy win for Southampton.
Yeah, Ings is back. Ward-Prowse, I've never seen Ward-Prowse playing this well. Even the defender, Vestager, the tall one, scoring goals. Romeo is looking very good in the middle, and Sheffield short of confidence, lacking goals. Lost the other day to to Leicester in the final minute when Vardy broke their corner flag. I think they're going to lose again, and I think they're going to lose heavily. I'm going to go for Southampton 4, Sheffield 0.
Yeah, Southampton 4, Sheffield 0. I would agree, but one problem I have with Southampton, they're relying more on set pieces and dead ball situations. They need to create more. They need to create more from open play, because they always have the ball. They have the pace. They have, they always have that command on the ball, but they do not create from open play. They always wait situations.
Yeah, you're right on that. I've seen them scoring a lot of free kicks and corners, all of that. I think Chelsea 3-3, they scored like 2 corners. The other day they scored a corner. But I think they have the quality. I think Walcott, the pace and everything, they'll open up Sheffield easily. So win for them.
Sunday is going to be an interesting one, by the way, because we have, vital matches. You could actually have, a test for the eyes. Southampton, Sheffield. But we also have Crystal Palace, Tottenham. I mean, Tottenham, after beating Arsenal easily, so easily, how it was easy, how easy that was for them. They'll go on to versus Crystal Palace, one of the most stubborn and stubbornest sides in the Premier League. They have that reputation, and I don't think it's going to go away until maybe if they are relegated, because Crystal Palace, Stoke, they have always that mark on them. They're always stubborn. You don't go to them and you feel like it's going to be an easy win. They have players like Wilfried Zaha, they have players like Ayew, and you think, it's a real test. Do you think this is a real test for Spurs?
It is never a walkover against Crystal Palace, and I think the last 5 times they've gone there, I did a preview that Tottenham fan the other day, and she said it's never easy for them to go there. So I think they've won 1-0 the last 5 times. 1-0, 1-0, 2-1, 1-0, 1-0. So it's never easy. Plus Zaha is there now. The game is harder. Crystal Palace are scoring goals, surprisingly, but Tottenham are full of goals. It pains me to say, but Tottenham, Son and Kane, they're full of goals. I think Crystal Palace will get 2, but I think Tottenham will get 3. Kane and Son to score again. Yeah,
I also think, and it's going to be really easy for Tottenham, because Crystal Palace is not a club that wants to play the low block. They don't want. They always, they want to bring it to you. And Jose Mourinho, if you bring it on, he's going to outpace you. Get behind your defenders, Ken, Son, Bell, Bergwijn. And I think it should be. It's going to be goal watered. Like 3-2 or 4-2. I expect goals, but it should be ending at in Tottenham's favor.
Yeah, I think it's going to end at Tottenham's favor, and they're top of the table. They don't want to drop points. They have Liverpool next after that, so I know they want to win this game.
Yeah, Liverpool this weekend have the easiest fixture. They are traveling to the Craven Cottage to verse Fulham, who are clearly one of the worst sides in the league, including Brighton and Arsenal. I
think.
How many goals is Liverpool going to? Is Liverpool going to score? That's the question. 10.
They're going to do it like Sheffield and Southampton. They're going to score 4 goals. Jota is not there though, so I'm going to reduce a goal. I'm going to go for. I think Fulham will score, So I'm going to go for Fulham 1, Liverpool 3. But this is one of those games. If Fulham win, that will be the surprise of the season. I cannot see them beating Liverpool. Liverpool have literally like a second team, but they are very good. As long as those three are up front and they have Robertson on the left, Alexander-Arnold is back now, you can only see a Liverpool win, and 3 goals.
Yeah, I mean, if they have been amazing this season. They have picked up points when you don't expect them. They picked up a point against City. They picked up 3 points against Leicester City and 4-0 against Wolves. And you're like, how the hell did they do that? I think I don't know whether it's the work of Klopp, but they're still fire, and they're still favourites to win the title.
They can bring 16-year-olds to play, and they're still the same spirit, the same fight. It doesn't matter to them who is playing, as long as everyone is understanding what they need to do on the pitch. It doesn't matter to them. So they can only see a win for them.
Okay, Leicester City will take on Brighton. Leicester City have a lot of inconsistencies this season. They don't seem to win 3 games in a row. They don't seem to win 4 games in a row. They lose 2, win 2, lose 2, draw 1. They're so inconsistent. But they're playing a stubborn Brighton. But Brighton is unlucky that they will be traveling to Leicester City's home ground, so it's not going to be easy for them. Late night on Sunday, the same time as Arsenal. Leicester Brighton I think Brighton will have a lot of questions for Leicester City, and I can go for a 1-0 draw, in this one. What do you expect?
Brighton will definitely give them a game. Brighton, surprisingly, it's not the same Brighton we saw 2 years ago, and they had I think it's Chris Hughton as their coach, where Burnley was just defending corners, depending on corners and dunk and all that. These days they play football. Mope, that Trossard guy, I think Connolly, they play a very, very good football. Gross, all of them play very good football. Leicester are fresh, though. They've just qualified for the round of 32 in the Europa League. Vardy got a rest. I think Tielemans was taken off. Barnes didn't play the whole game. They're very fresh. It's going to be a tight game. I think Leicester will get 2 goals and Brighton will get 1, but Leicester win. I don't think, but you're very right on them being inconsistent. You can never know which game Leicester will win. Leicester go to City and they score 5-1, 5-2 or something. At home to Aston Villa, they lose. They go to Arsenal, they win. They have West Ham at home, they lose by 3 goals. They go away to Sheffield, they get a 1-0. They go away to a championship team, they lose. You never know with Leicester.
Yeah. So, guys, those are the Premier League games. Of course, the last one is Arsenal Burnley. We have already shared our opinions on that. I think Arsenal will win a 3-1, and Glenn says it could be, you said a 2-1?
I said 2-1 to Arsenal. Yeah, Burnley will score.
Yeah. If we win this game, I'm telling you this, if we win this game against Burnley and Brighton don't win, and Leeds don't win, and either Crystal Palace or Newcastle don't win their games plus Crystal Palace, we have a chance to move up to 11th on the table, or even 10th. But it's going to be really a hard one. It's really going to be a hard one. But let us first discuss just the top 4. Do you see Tottenham, stay on the table after this weekend? They are playing Crystal Palace.
Yeah, they're going to be up there still.
Then Liverpool.
Yeah, the striking is very good. Yeah.
Yeah, Liverpool are definitely going to be, are definitely going to have a win.
Yeah.
Then definitely. Chelsea are playing Everton. Do you expect them to be still, among the top 3?
That's a tough game for them, but I'm expecting them to win again.
Yeah.
So the top 3 will basically remain the same.
Yeah, I mean then from 4th to 10th, there is a lot of competition in there. There is a lot of competition. Just 4 points, differentiating between almost 6-7 teams there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a big game for them.
Yeah. It's going to be an interesting weekend. Interesting weekend. Player of the weekend, who do you predict who's going to be more outstanding? I mean, I would choose Son. I'll still go with Son.
I think it's going to be Ings at Southampton. I can easily see him scoring a hat-trick. If he plays 90 minutes in that game, I think he can get a hat-trick against Sheffield United. Of course, I'm hoping this could be the week. I have a feeling Lacazette will be the one to score our goals this week. I don't know why, but I have a feeling he'll be the one to score our goals. So my choice will be Ings, but my Arsenal choice, my my heart choice would be Lacazette.
Any shockers? You feel like this fixture could end in a shocker? Like we could see, a shocker. I mean, could Fulham shock Liverpool or anything? Do you expect any shockers this weekend? I don't expect any. At least I don't expect Burnley to shock Arsenal.
I expect Arsenal to shock Burnley. Arsenal have not scored a goal in years, and they'll shock Burnley by scoring 2 goals in this game. Arsenal will be the shock of the weekend, but maybe, I don't know if Everton beating Chelsea is a shock, but you could easily, if Calvert-Lewin turns up, they can do it. But maybe I see Leicester winning, I see Southampton winning, I see Liverpool, Tottenham, Chelsea all winning their games. So maybe I'd say West Brom will lose heavily to Newcastle. So maybe the only team that can have a chance, maybe Crystal Palace against Tottenham at home. Yeah,
I really want Spurs to lose. It's no doubt. I want Spurs to lose that game.
Yeah,
because I mean their run hurts me. Their run really hurts me.
Yeah. At the same time, we have a poor run.
Yeah, of course, I do. But maybe it's gonna be a start of improvement. I mean, it's going to be the start of another Arsenal side where we have improved results.
I'm hoping so too.
Yeah. So, I mean, that is the Premier League Matchday 12 and Arsenal versus Burnley preview. I've been with Glenn. I'm going to let him go watch the Leeds game. Go wash up and also watch the Leeds game as well. It's going to be quite very, very interesting against West Ham. It's about to start in a few. So, Glenn, where do they find you? And just tell them we are going to be collaborating. More often.
Yeah, you're going to be seeing me more on this channel and seeing Cozy more on mine too. So they can find me on Glenn Kitely, everything Arsenal. And if Arsenal lose, you can find me with my psychiatrist going through some things at hospital or something. If Arsenal lose again this weekend, you can find me at hospital or something. So Glenn Kitely, everything Arsenal.
Glenn Kitely, everything Arsenal. Thank you so much, Glenn.
No problem, man. Thank you.
Yeah. So that was Glenn. I'll speak to you tomorrow in the morning when we do the Arsenal Alley news. I don't know what kind of news is going to be there. Today we're talking about Willian leaving the club. By the way, Glenn, what do you think about Willian? I mean, Real Betis are interested, and the story is actually growing slowly. They're interested in his services. You think Arsenal would let him go? I mean,
if they're going to pay up 5 million, it's a profit either way. So I don't think they'll let him go. But even if we did, at least you're making some profit from it.
Yeah. So
that is the most boring transfer. That would be the most boring transfer.
I mean, Willian leaving the club. I've seen so many Arsenal fans actually on today's stream telling me because he should go, because he should leave the club. Do you give him a second chance?
He only has until January too, because he needs to start performing. I think he's the only new player who has not scored for his club. So I'm hoping this weekend can be the turn of it.
Okay, so and it's of course definite that he will start, but please don't play Bellerin. I mean, he could, you could play whoever you want, but don't play Bellerin. That's the biggest win I'll get if Bellerin doesn't appear on the pitch. Guys, I'm signing out. Like I said, I'll speak to you tomorrow early at 10 a.m. Don't forget to catch me always 10 a.m. in the morning. Then we spend something like 5 hours. Then I come back at 5 p.m. East African Standard Time with the Transfer Talk Show. Then I'll be coming back at 9 p.m. again, East African Standard Time. So mark that time, 10 a.m. in the morning, 5 p.m. in the evening, and again, 9 p.m. in the evening, East African Standard Time. I think that's good time, for streaming.
Yeah, it is good time. It is good time on a weekend.
Yeah. So, bye-bye.